everybody. Welcome back to your favorite podcast, Chicks and Giggles. I am, as usual, your co-host, Hannah, and we have with us today, poor normal, our host and editor-in-chief, Sonia. Today, we're going to have a very interesting topic. We're going to talk about female-to-male ratio in career fields and women who work in male-dominant career fields, which Sonia and I both have a lot of experience in both of these. And her sister was gracious enough to kind of give us some pointers and some notes on a career field also that is pretty dominated by men. So we're going to jump into it today, talk about women working in male-dominant careers.
Yeah, so this is kind of going to be a fun one, I think, just because, being a security guard, it is very male dominant. And then being at the mine is very male dominant. It's funny because it's always easier to recognize the females when they come in. It's easier to remember their names because
There's like two of them.
yeah, pretty much. There's like 3, maybe a handful max, and so it's a lot easier to remember their names, whereas there's like 75 different Johns and, 75 different friggin' Jacks and whatever. So it's definitely easier to remember the females. And I think women get treated differently in male dominant fields.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. So, Hannah, you were a military cop, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And just being in the military in general has got to be different for
Yes.
a woman. And then even just being at the mine, like I could talk about the differences between my experience there versus Damien's experience there. Because it was so different. It was so different.
Yeah, I feel like it's different for everybody. Like even just comparing women to women, like I could have worked in your position and had a completely different experience than what you would have, and vice versa and stuff. So I feel like it varies from woman to woman. So like my time in the military, right? Like being a little bit more masculine presenting lesbian, like I get kind of thrown into the group of like, oh, she's just one of the guys, because she's a masked lesbian. But then like they still want to treat me like a woman because I'm still a woman. Like,
Yeah.
I remember guys like when I would be armed up with like the 240, which is the very big machine gun that the military has. And you have a backpack with like 800 rounds in it, and it's fucking heavy. Like it weighs quite a bit. All right. It's
Yeah.
heavy. And if you're short like me, it really doesn't add a whole lot of leverage to your advantage, right? So
A little back heavy.
yeah. And then like we always had the shittiest backpacks. So like it's not like you could like tighten it up to where it was like, a freaking turtle shell on your back. So it would be
Yeah.
like dangling like down by your fucking knees and ankles. You'd be like basically dragging it. So like they would still treat me like a woman, and they'd be like, oh, hey, let me carry your bag. Like it's really heavy. Like I got it, no problem. And I'd be like, no, like unless you're doing this for all the girls on the flight, like, nah, dude, I can carry
Yeah.
a backpack. It's just going to take me 2 trips. Like, let me get my gear in, watch my gun and my ammo. Let me get my shit in the Humvee, and then I'll come back and I'll get my shit. But it always did make it really interesting when we were getting off shift. So in Turkey, where we would park our Humvees at the end of the day, the sidewalks in Turkey are like 2 feet tall.
Oh.
Like the curb to the road, it's like 2 feet tall. All right. And it's to prevent like IEDs and type stuff like that. Like if it's so much to build, right? It's supposed to be a prevention. And then not only that, but it floods miserably. So like I would always like get off of work, and when we were turning in and stuff, I would like throw my bag on the top of the curb, and then I would sit on the edge of it and I would like throw it on my back. And then we had like a little walk ramp that would take you up the sidewalk. And so I would like walk all the way to the ramp and like walk up. So I was like, I'm not trying to step up this 2-foot fucking thing with 800 rounds on my back and shit. But yeah, they definitely, I don't want to say they cater to you. Like people on like in the same working level as you kind of try to cater to you to like make it a little bit easier, you know? And you got to kind of like set the standard with them of like, just because I'm a woman doesn't mean that I can't do what they're asking you to do. Like, if you're expected to carry this and your gun, then I can carry this and my gun at the same time. Like, it's not that big of a deal. But then you look at like higher up leadership, and they definitely treat you way different. Way different,
Do you think worse or better? Or does it depend on the higher up?
It just kind of depends, right? Like there's always a stigma, at least in security forces, that like women primarily got the back office jobs, right? Which were Monday through Friday. So they would be your training NCOs and training instructors. They would be in charge of S1, which was like our administration. They would be in S5, which was like base operations. So like they were in charge of making sure that like the base perimeters were safe and a bunch of other bullshit. So you would see a lot of females in those positions where it was Monday through Friday. They didn't have to work flight anymore, right? You would see a lot of females that were like your dispatch operators or your alarm monitors, and you wouldn't see a lot of men, right? Now, like S3, which was flight, which was operations, you see men in those higher up positions primarily, but everywhere else it would be females. So, and I don't know if that's just because like women are slightly better at some things, right? Like women are usually a little bit more organized. Women are a little bit usually better with like administration jobs, which is what those were.
Yeah, we're typically more task oriented.
Yeah. But it definitely got the men talking. Like they typically, like, we would get new females on flight and we would all make bets on how long they were going to be on flight before they became a back office bitch, which is a bob. We would call them bobs. So it just really
depends.
It kind of just depended on what kind of woman you were. Like, I didn't have an issue being on flight. Like, I was not trying to get out of that, but then you have some females that like don't want to do the hard work that is flight. So
yeah, so it's funny that you bring that up because so Damien obviously was in the military and he had a group of people, right? His squadron. Yeah. And I remember one winter he had this little thing and it was his squadron's turn for snow removal. She, up until that point, had kind of used her looks to her advantage. And she tried to do it with Damien, and she came not dressed at all, not prepared. Like she was in Uggs and leggings and just this little jacket or whatever.
Yeah.
Not prepared for snow
at all.
Yeah, at all. And she tried to like bat her eyes and get out of it and, try to get the guys to do her job. And it's funny because I think if it had been another NCO, she probably could have gotten away with it.
Yeah,
but
probably.
Damien was like, no, bitch, you're still shoveling snow in what you're in.
Yeah.
Like see if one of the guys have an extra pair of gloves or something because you're doing this. Like,
yeah.
Your cutesy whatever that you're trying to pull right now is not going to work on me at all.
Right.
And he was very good about not letting women get away with that
Pulling
kind of behavior.
Card.
Yeah. But then you have me in a security position at a mine, and a lot of the guys that Damien had actual issues with, I didn't have issues with at all. Right?
Do you think it's because you're a woman?
I absolutely think it's because I'm a woman. I cannot tell you how many times that I've had the guys come up to me and, I've got a new job now, and they're so concerned about who's taking over my position. And I've had a lot of them be like, oh, okay, it's another female. That's totally fine. Like, we like her, but the guys kind of creep us out. So I don't know if it's the fact that the guys creep them out or they just enjoy having something to look at when they come in. I mean, it's like, not to toot my own horn, but
it's probably a little column A, a little column B.
Yeah. I'm pretty, right? And so these guys come in and they're like, "Oh, good morning, gorgeous. Good morning, beautiful." Like blah blah blah, and I'm like, "You guys are dumb. Like, badge in and go do your job. Like, leave me alone."
Yeah.
So I definitely think that that plays a big role in it, and I was able to. But, like, I'm a happy person, right? So I smile in the morning, and even if I'm still waking up, like, I'm still smiling, I'm still greeting you in the morning.
Yeah, yeah.
I might not thrilled that I'm there,
Right.
but I'm a happy person, and Damien had issues all the time with the truck drivers and the employees, and I never really had any issues.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think it just depends on where you're at, right? Because like, so when I went Catum at my second base, um, and I got thrown in with a group of guys, like I was expected to do exactly what they were doing. Like if they
Yeah.
could move, 6 crates of 240 ammo, which was, like 78 fucking pounds, if not more. If they could move the 16, 20 crates that it took, then I could move the 16, 20 crates that it took. If the guys were able to set up the line, then I could set up the line. If, you know, like whatever the guys were doing, I was expected to do the same.
Right.
And then like when we would have students, so like when we would do heavy weapons classes, right, we would have the students load the ammo because there's 20 students and there's like 3 instructors, so it's a lot faster if the students do it. And we did not pick or choose like female or male to go do it. We would just be like, hey, you group right there, you guys are in charge of ammo, so get the ammo out of the vault, get it in the truck, it's already set up for you.
Yeah.
And they were expected to do it. Like, if I was expecting my male students to unload the truck, then the female students were doing it too. If male students were setting up their ammo, female students were doing it too. Um, I definitely think the military aims to be like, if you want equality, go to the military because there's a good group of people that aren't going to choose to cater to women.
Yeah, so, it says as of 2024, 2025, women make up approximately 17.9% of the military, US active duty military force, totaling over 227,000 members. Female representation has steadily increased from roughly 11% in 1990 to over 17 in 2023. The Air Force has the highest percentage of female personnel, over 21%,
Of course they do.
While the Marine Corps has the lowest, around 10%.
Of course.
Um, so do these numbers shock you at all?
No, no, it does not surprise me that the Air Force has the most women, and it does not surprise me that the Marines have the least. Um, the Marines are known for being the grunts. The Marines are known to be the first boots on the ground.
Yeah.
It's the few of the proud. So it does not surprise me at all that the Marines have the least amount of women. And actually, the Air Force, a few years ago, maybe more than a few years ago, like 5, maybe 10 years ago, the Air Force had like a huge investigation about the type of women that they would recruit. There was a thing about how like the Air Force does not take ugly girls. Um, so they had a little I think it was like an internal investigation about like recruiters like kind of being a little misogynistic and kind of sending the not super pretty girls to like the Army or Navy or wherever. But a lot of it, like the Air Force, like, I mean, I don't know how it is for the Marine Corps or the Army or the Navy, but like the Air Force has some of the highest standards in order for you to join. Like a recruiter will not talk to you unless you score a 50 or higher on your ASVAB. Um, Whereas like you could get, a 35 and go talk to the Army and the Marine Corps with no problem, you know. But if you walk into an Air Force recruiter and they say, "Hey, what's your ASVAB score?" and you go, "Oh, I got a 47," they're gonna be like, "Yeah, go down the hall, try again." So
Okay.
it doesn't surprise me that there's more women in the Air Force. I mean, it is known as the chair force. So, but everything that the Air Force does, all the other branches do, right? Like the Navy, Army, and Marine, they all have a medical field, right? They all have a dental field. They have the paper pusher fields, just like the Air Force does. Um, and as much as the Air Force gets dumped on for being the chair force, like our living conditions are relatively
Better.
the same. I'm not even better. I mean, relatively the same. Like, I mean, the Army and Marines, they still live in barracks where it's similar to what BMT was, where it's just a fucking bay full of bunk beds and you have a security locker, whereas the Air Force definitely, like, they give you your own room where, you know, the only thing you have to share is like a bathroom with someone, or you have to share your like common space with people. So
Yeah.
like in Minot, the first time I'd ever seen like dorms where I was like, holy shit, y'all are babied, right? Was one of my troops was living in the dorms, and of course we have to do welfare checks on them every now and again. We have to go inspect their dorms and stuff. And so one day after work, I was like, hey, I'm following you guys to your dorms, stand outside your room and let me inspect it. And you walk into the door, and there's 4 people that live in this dorm. Okay, so it's one door, and there's 4 people that live in there. And when you first walk in, it's a common area. So it's like a little living room with like a couch and a TV. There's a little dining table, and then there's a kitchen where they have a stovetop, a microwave, counters, sinks, and a full-size fridge. Okay, and they share all of that. The 4 airmen do. They share that common area. So it's equally all of their responsibilities to keep it clean.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's 4 separate doors, and that's their living space. And in their living space is literally a twin-size bed, a desk, a closet, and then a very small bathroom with like a stand-up shower toilet and a sink. So, I mean, it is nice. Like, that is nice, right? Compared to living in a big open room that just has beds in it.
Yeah.
But like we still fight with like mold or shit that's broken, or like one of my troops, like she had 0 cold water.
Oof.
0 cold water. And it was like a huge fight to get her to have cold water. And they were like, well, at least you have hot water. Like, some people don't have that. And she's like, have you ever tried to take a shower in scalding hot water? She's like, I'd rather shower in cold water because at least it's bearable. Whereas if it's just hot, you come out with like 3rd-degree burns.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we all fight our battles, right? So it doesn't surprise me that more women go to the Air Force. It's a little bit more, I don't want to say they cater to women more, but I think they just kind of try to make living a little better. A little better.
The percentage, right? So this is from my sister. So because we're talking about essentially you guys are, I don't want to say first responders because obviously there's a difference, but in a way you guys are first responders to national security.
Yeah.
So my sister is an EMS person, and it says that women currently comprise approximately 30 to 31% of the EMS workforce in the United States, which is historically male-dominated, but gradually diversifying. While women represent 30 to 35% of new EMT recruits, they make up a smaller percentage of higher-level paramedics at approximately 20 to 30%. So she said that the hardest part is that, actually, I can read it to you. Because when I talked to her about it, she was very passionate, I should say. So female EMTs make up, and this is what her studies found, 39%, female paramedics at 30%. Although rates have increased significantly in the last 10 years, there's still large differences. Lack of female leadership, so supervisors, officers, chiefs, of all fire/EMS chiefs, 22,316 currently, only 6% are female, which is crazy
Really low.
Yeah. EMT's average beginning salary for females is 36,000 compared to the males 47,000. So that's kind of crazy. I mean, my sister went through the schooling and she did all the same crap that a male did, and
I wonder why that is. Like, I wonder why they're starting out lower. Like, it's interesting to me because like you look at hospitals, right? Nurses are primarily female.
Yeah.
Right? Because we're good at having emotion when you need to kind of cater to people and their needs, right? Like,
Yeah.
if people are going to the emergency room, you're assuming that it's their worst day of their life, right? Like they're
Right.
fucking dying. Now, granted, it's not always like that, but women are a little bit more compassionate towards that, right?
Yeah.
So you would think EMS would be the exact same thing. Like you're responding to people who are in dire need of
Yeah.
you, right?
Literally the worst day of their life.
Yeah. So you
Yeah.
want people that can be compassionate, but also do the job, whereas men are a little emotionally retarded sometimes, for lack
Yeah.
of a better word. So you would think that women would be making more, or at least be making the same.
So, one of the things that she said was that she still doesn't have a leadership position at the 45th. She's been there 5 years, and a male with a lower license and had only been there 2 years less than her was promoted over her.
Mm.
They had to offer her clinical days just to keep her on staff. And then she said, I think the biggest thing with EMS is that women definitely have to prove they are capable way more than men. Like you have to prove to everyone you deserve to be there or you have zero respect. But men with less talent, less bedside manner, less compassion walk in and are immediately looked at with more respect. Even patients will look at me on scene and are shocked when they find out I'm driving.
Oof. That's right. I mean, well, the history going back, right? Like, women don't have a good driving record. Like, it's a common joke, like, oh, the curb jumped out of the car. Like, came out
Which
of
is so
nowhere.
funny to me that we talk about that, like that's like a myth or whatever. When if you look at female car insurance, ours is so much lower because the likelihood of us getting into an accident is so much lower.
Yeah.
So as far as insurance is concerned, they actually prove women are better drivers.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I have an issue with that. Like, I, my job, right? I see a lot of EMS people. I see a lot of nurses. I see a lot of doctors and all that jazz. And I don't question whether they're male or female. I question if they can do their job or not. Like, I don't care what's between your legs. Can you do the job? That's really all I
Yeah.
care about. I'm not going to favor one over the other. So I don't know how we've gotten so far in society where we're still expecting women to like do so much more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, men can show up, do their job, do a half-ass job, and be congratulated and be put up for promotions. And it's like, bro, you're doing the bare minimum,
Yeah.
like the bare fucking minimum. When there's women out there who are exceeding
Literally
the
busting
standard.
their asses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like they're exceeding the standards, they're exceeding their supervisor's expectations, and they're getting passed over for the dude that just does the bare minimum.
Yeah.
And
Just
sucks
shows
ass
up.
at it. Yeah, like shows up and goes home. Um, and I don't know why that is. Like, I mean, like, I'm sure if you talk to these people, they'll be like, "Oh no, I don't think that a man or a woman can do the job better," right? They're going to be very politically correct because
They have
it
to
puts
be.
their job at risk. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I can guarantee, like, if you look at them in their personal life, like, there's signs.
Yeah.
There's signs that they favor one over the other.
So, this is just to kind of show the just the US ratio of men to women. So this says the US population is nearly evenly split, with women slightly outnumbering men at approximately 0.98% males per female.
Yeah.
So roughly 50.4% women, while it's 49.6% men, excuse me, as of 23 to 24. While boys are born While more boys are born than girls, higher mortality rates among men mean women outnumber men, particularly in older age groups.
Yeah. And there's a lot to say about that, right? Like, you know, my mom has always told me that if your baby has health issues, right, girls are more likely to survive than boys,
Yeah.
right? Girls kind of have a stronger will to live, um, than boys do. Um, I don't know how true that is, right? But it's just something that she's always said. So it doesn't surprise me that like you're looking at infants and the mortality rate of baby boys is higher than baby girls. Like, I think in the long run, like, women are just more capable in a sense. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you look at, like, it's all over TikTok. You see these guys that their wives are hooking up, like, the period simulator to them, and they're like, "Hey, let's go to the grocery store and let's do daily tasks,
Yep.
and, I'm gonna give you cramps every now and again, and we're gonna just amp it up over time," and they're, like, debilitating, and they're like,
Yeah.
"How do you function?" And it's like, "Oh, yeah, I've been functioning like this since I was 13, since I was 12, since I was 9."
Yeah.
We just handle stuff a little bit
Yeah, so our
better.
pain tolerance is definitely higher than men's as far
Yeah.
as, like, that goes,
Like, it's called the man flu for a reason. Like, there's a reason you
Yeah.
guys have your own flu,
Yeah.
and as much as guys wanna be like, "Oh, no, like, we're actually dying," it's like, "No, the fuck you're not." Like, women will go to work with debilitating fucking cramps, the flu, you fucking name
Yeah.
it. Like, I see it at my work all the time where
Yep.
the nurses are just showing up to fucking work, and I'm like, "Yo, you're sicker than a dog. Like, why are you here?" And they're like, "Because PTO is for vacation, not for sick." And I'm like, "No,
So,
no."
being in security, my boss actually said to me, if it were up to her, it would be a female-only company because she's like, "If you wanna talk about call-outs," she's like, "My women have the least amount of call-outs. You guys will come in, you've lost your voice, you're do literally running a fever, and you guys show up to work, where
Yeah,
the boys get the sniffles, and they're like, they can't come in." And it is kind of wild to me that it almost feels like we have a better work ethic,
yeah,
but we're not given the dues
for
that
having it.
right.
Yeah,
And then you take on the fact that, okay, well, women, wanna have kids and they want the maternity leave and they're very family oriented and that's why they get paid less. And it's like, is it or is it just the fact that we've accepted this as a social norm?
I think it's just because it's accepted as a social norm. I mean, everybody says it's a man's world, right? And obviously it's not because there's more women in America than there are men, right? Not by much, but it still counts.
But it's there, yeah.
Yeah, it's there. So I think it's I think changes won't happen until we see women kind of wanting to be devoted to the career and they want to make differences, right? And that's hard because a woman who wants to make differences and wants to go above and beyond and change things is always seen as a threat,
Yep.
right? Like, I saw it in the military, like, for the longest time in my career, like, I always said I was gonna be a chief and I was gonna change things, like, that was my end goal. I wanted to be a chief. I didn't care how many years it took me to get there. I was gonna be a chief. I was gonna change things. I was gonna make things better, and it came with a lot of struggles.
Yep.
Like, I was doing more than what my male coworkers were doing, but my EPR wasn't reflecting it, you know? They want you to be this well-rounded airman. They want you to work, they want you to go to school, get degrees, they want you to be involved with the base, be involved with the community, and I was doing all of that stuff. I mean, I was leading in Minot, I was leading a base-wide program, directly below a civilian as an additional duty, and I definitely did not receive the recognition for it, but, my one male coworker who, volunteered to, hand out burgers at, some squadron get together was praised because he, volunteered his time to hand out burgers, and it's like, "Bro,
Yeah.
you had to be there anyways, like, we all were mandated to be there, so,
Yeah.
like,
It's a
congratulations."
voluntold, not a
Yeah. And it's like that was 1 day in a year, and I do this every other week. Like,
yeah.
I go and teach these classes to brand new airmen at the base. I'm meeting with our commander on a monthly basis about it. Like, I'm meeting with the wing commander on a monthly basis. Like, what the fuck, you know? So I do think it's harder. I definitely think it's harder for women to I think we just get too run down, like, we're fighting all these challenges, and we're definitely scrutinized more than men, so, like, eventually, like, we get burnt out,
Yep.
and so it's like, why keep trying when apparently I can just show up, do my job, and go the fuck home, and it doesn't matter.
And the burnout
So,
is so, so real. And
oh
I
my
don't
God,
think
yeah.
I don't think people realize, like, women are expected to go to work, go home, take care of their husbands, take care of their kids, take care of the home,
Mhm.
and still do their job essentially like their life depends on it, which is
Yep.
so wild to me. For one thing, I'm going to backtrack a little bit here, but I definitely think that women need to start holding their men to higher standards.
Oh, agreed.
Um,
100%.
I I definitely got lucky as far as like my husband goes. Like he cooks, he cleans, he does all of the things. Like so
Yeah.
I definitely got lucky with that, and I know that I did. Um, because if you look at most marriages, the women are the ones that are still taking care of the home, still making dinner. You know, they've had a rough day and they're still expected to be their best A game. And the
Yeah.
burnout is so freaking real. Like my sister is a perfect example, right? Like I said, she's a first responder. So she works 22, I think it's 24-hour shifts in a week. And we're talking like she leaves the house at 6 a.m. She doesn't get home until 6 p.m. the following night. So
Yeah.
she's there for that whole time. And when she comes home, she still has to come home, clean, take care of all the kids, do all of the things. And it's like, okay, but if you know your wife is exhausted and you know that she just ran her ass because she could be in her ambulance for the whole duration of her shift.
Yeah.
So you know she's exhausted. Why not step up and help?
What's her husband do, or boyfriend or whatever?
Husband, so he's in construction. So yeah, okay, he has it hard too, but to be away from your kids for 24 hours is
I wouldn't
much
even
harder
look at
on
it
mom.
like that, right? Like, he's working a 10 to 12-hour shift, right? He's coming home every night. So, like, he has the ability, like, and I get it, dude, you're exhausted, but, like,
Yeah.
while you're gonna go sit in your bed and lay the fuck down and take a nap or sleep until the
Yeah.
next morning, your wife is still out running the road,
Yeah.
you know? Like, she might get little power naps here and there, 30 minutes to an hour when there isn't any calls going
Yeah, in
on,
betweens, yep.
but, like, she's running on 24, 48 hours of nonstop go,
Yeah.
with, like, little fucking cat naps in between,
Yeah.
and you got to come home and sleep, 6 to 8 hours.
Yeah.
Don't tell me that you're, "Oh, I'm exhausted." Yeah, bro, I get it, you're exhausted, but guess what? She just worked, 48 hours straight, so, like,
Yeah.
pick up a little
Exactly.
bit of the slack,
And then you have
like,
like my mom, right? I love my mother. And I love my parents, right? They've been married for 30, what did we say? 36 years?
oh, they've been together a long
Yeah.
fucking time.
Yeah. So they've been together forever
Yeah.
and but they've been married for 30 plus years. And it's my dad's a farmer, right? So at the end of the day, he's completely and totally exhausted. And I get it. And he only has it's every other weekend off. So he works days at a time straight. But he doesn't pick up after himself. He'll leave a plate on the table or the counter or wherever. Like he'll leave a glass out. He'll, make crumbs on the countertop. And instead of just sweeping them into his hand and throwing them away, he just leaves them on the counter for my mom to take care of. And it's like, yeah, dude, I get you're tired, but come on.
Yeah, like, it takes 2 extra seconds to, like, sweep your crumbs up, you
Yeah.
know? Or at least, like, throw your like, I'm not saying you have to, like, clean your dishes and all that shit, like, I get it or whatever, but, like, at least, like, move them to the sink or at least, like, rinse them and throw them in the
Yeah.
dishwasher, like, it takes a couple extra minutes out of your day, and I think that's, like, my huge thing is, like, don't get me wrong, like, I'm guilty of it too, like, I will like, perfect example, like, the kids are gone this weekend, right? So it's just Amber and I will go and, like, stack our dishes in the sink, which is, like, a pet peeve of mine, but I know, like, come the next day, there's only gonna be, like, 6 dishes in there,
Yeah.
because a lot of the times, like, whatever we use that day, we'll wash at night and we'll reuse it again the next day, but I'm like, "Oh, you know what? It's, like, 10 dishes, like, I'll throw them
It's
in the
fine.
dishwasher for a day, and, by the end of the 2 days of the kids being gone, we'll have a dishwasher load full, maybe, and I'll just run the dishwasher and call it a day. Like,
Yeah.
So, like, I get it, but just little things that people are like, don't see that it's a big deal. It adds up to being a big deal.
I was going to say little things add up, and it ends up being a snowball effect, right? Like, so you'll have, okay, the dishes, right? Perfect example. It's one of Damien's biggest pet peeves. So I had 4 days off before I got this job. And so if he came home to a sink full of dishes, he would lose his mind. And it was like, it wasn't anything intentional. I know that it's a pet peeve of his. He knows that it's a pet peeve of his. Like, so everybody's aware of it, but he'd come home and there's dishes in the sink. Okay, well, there's 3 dishes left in the sink. Why didn't you hand wash them? I'm like, because I have a dishwasher right here. As soon as it's done, I'll unload it. I'll get it, like, and I'm the type of person, I can leave dishes in the sink and it not bug me until it directly affects me.
Yeah.
But I'm able to also look at it and be like, okay, there's space in the dishwasher. Let's load it. Okay, dishes are clean. Let's unload it, take care of it, and then we'll get these out of the sink. And he's like I need it done right now. And that is, for him, that is a very PTSD triggering type of thing for him. Like, if he wakes up to a dirty kitchen, that whole morning is squashed because he just can't handle it. So
yeah. I just don't see how, like, as a society, we just have accepted this, like, women are supposed to be mothers and women are supposed to be the nurturers, right? So, like, it's totally normal for women to do everything, but they're also expected to work, right? It's like the same aspect, like, you look at, you see it online where it's like, a dad takes their kids to like McDonald's or something, and they're like, "Oh, look at dad treating his kids to a nice food." Like,
what a great dad.
what a great dad, right?
Yeah.
And then like a mom takes her kids to McDonald's and they're like, she's fucking lazy. She just didn't want to cook. And it's like,
Yeah.
why is there this like total stigma? Like,
why is that normal? Like,
why is there a thing that we like praise men for doing basic? And I mean, in the most literal sense, fucking basic jobs as a dad, right? But when we look at moms do that, they're like the worst fucking parent in the world. And it's like, bro, you don't know what that mom is going through. Like, she could have just been at softball all fucking day with her daughters and her sons and whatever. And she's been at the softball fields from 6 a.m. It's fucking 10 p.m. Kids are all fucking screaming. They're hungry. Fuck, she's hungry. Yeah. And so this is just a quick, sorry. And food just got delivered, so my dogs are going a little crazy. Sorry,
complete chaos.
We're being totally lazy adults and ordering food.
That's totally fine.
But yeah, like, you don't know what she did all day, right? Like, so it's 10 o'clock. Kids are fucking screaming hungry. At 10 o'clock, nobody wants to go home and make a fucking meal, right? Like, even I don't. Okay?
Nobody wants to do the dishes.
Nobody wants to do the dishes, right? Because the kids are going to be beat, run down. So, damn straight, they're going to eat, maybe shower, and go straight to bed. And they're going to be done for the night, right? So she runs through McDonald's. Whatever, dude. Yeah. But she's a horrible mother. But if daddy did it, he's a great father.
I think part of that is for sure, like, the if you go back to like caveman days, right?
Yeah.
I think that's where a lot of it comes from. I think that we just haven't gotten out of that stigma of like fathers being tender, loving, and caring isn't really the norm.
Yeah.
Which is so bizarre to me, right? I mean, I know that you had your experience with your dad. Not great, obviously.
Not great. Lots of traumas.
But my dad was amazing. Yeah. Like, he was stern but fair, right? And my dad definitely, I think, broke the typical stigma of men can't be caring. They can't be tender. They can't be I have stories for days about my dad, being fantastic and being this awesome, caring father. Nightmares, my dad would come and get us, or, we fell and skinned our knees. My dad would take care of us when he was home. And
Right,
so
yeah.
I think it goes back to, unfortunately, I really do think it goes back to the caveman days of women were the sole homemaker. And so we just haven't gotten out of that mindset yet.
Which is so crazy though, because how
Yeah.
long ago was that? Like, you're talking,
Yeah.
like, how many decades? Like, how many centuries, right? And
Yeah. We're
we're
still very much in that mindset.
yeah,
Yeah.
like, I'm not expecting it to change overnight, but just a little bit, like, if that's the stigma that we're gonna play, then, like, men, you better start making fucking six figures if you want your wife to be a stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home wife who does nothing but cooks, cleans, and fucking births your children for
Yeah.
you. Like, then I could see why women are like, "Yeah, you have to make six figures." Like, if you want me to stay at home and do nothing but cook, clean, and wipe your fucking ass and be your second mother and also, like, suck your dick every now and again, then yeah, you better make a six-figure job. Like,
Yeah. So that's the other thing too, right? Like, I know that people say that there's a wage gap, which
oh, yeah.
obviously, depending on your job,
The only place you're
there
not gonna
is.
get a wage gap is the military, because it's all based off of your rank and time in
Right.
service.
So if you're a lower rank,
You make
cry
shit
about it.
money. Yeah.
Like, so, I mean, obviously, like my sister said, starting out for EMS, they make 37,000 a year
Whereas men are
as a
making
female.
in the 40s.
Right. Where men are making 47. And that's so wild to me. They did all of the same classes. They did all of the same,
Yeah, they have all the same certs,
right. So
like,
why is that a thing?
my thing is if you're okay, let's take male and female. They
Mhm.
both just graduated high school. Okay, and everything is identical, right? Just bare minimum fucking high school students just graduated. And they both go to EMS school. Okay. And they both come out with the same exact certificates, right? None of them are getting distinguished graduate or like graduated top 5%, right? Nothing spectacular. They're just basic standard students that graduated.
Yep.
Your pay should be equal
Yep.
because you are equal person at that time, right? You have the exact same. Your resumes are fucking identical. The only thing that is different is your name, address, and phone number.
Yep.
Why is there a pay wage difference? Like, why is there a wage difference between those two people?
Yeah.
Now I could understand if you take those two candidates and maybe the male was volunteering at an EMS service or even a firefighter service, right? He was doing a lot of volunteer work in that specific field. Now I can see it,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
But if they're identical on their fucking resume, there shouldn't be any type of pay difference.
Right.
So I don't
It's weird. It's
I think a
definitely weird.
journalist needs to get in here and start investigating this
Yeah.
and just blow the cap on it. Like, I
Yeah.
think that's really what needs to happen is and I think that's something we've lost throughout time is those investigative journalists that dig into this shit and because like nobody would know. Like if you asked me like, "Hey, did you know that EMS wages are different for male and female?" I'd have been like, "Oh, no, no idea. Have no
Yeah.
fucking clue," because I don't work in EMS.
Right.
So
So
yeah,
why would you know?
yeah, so why the fuck would I know? It's not like I'm asking the EMS people that I see, "Hey, how much money do you make? And what's your background? And hey, how
Yeah,
much
and
do you
people are
make?"
very touchy about their pay wages, which is that's so bizarre to me. Like,
Um,
I can
uh,
I can understand to a
mm,
point, but
I
like,
am when it comes to, like, my peers,
yeah,
right? Um, I am very touchy about my pay when it comes to my peers, like other supervisors, like, I may not
yeah,
divulge how much I make, especially if they've divulged to me and they make less than I
less.
make.
Yeah,
But I also know my background speaks a little bit
for
louder than theirs
itself.
might,
Mhm.
especially if they are just a civilian. Um, but yeah, so to my peers, yes. But to like lower ranking people who are not a supervisor, nope, I really don't care. Like,
See, and for me, that's the thing too. Is like, okay, if I come at you and I say, well, how much are you making as a CO,
yeah,
right? And then I talk to somebody else, a guy who's a CO. I'm not. So what does it matter?
yeah,
But they'll be, if they make more, I'm gonna be like, hey, the fuck? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, and there's some stuff that can come into that as far as, like, background, right? So, like, I'm not
Yeah,
saying that every situation is the same, right? There are gonna be those certain cases where, like, hey, this
absolutely.
guy, his resume just was better than yours. Like,
Yeah,
he had some experience, he volunteered, or he did this and he did that, so that's why he makes more, and you did not. You just happen to be female and he just happens to be male. But if it's, like, consecutively or consistently, I should say, that you're finding in EMS, like, men are making more than women,
yeah,
and you know the backgrounds, that's a problem,
yeah.
right? Like, you obviously have a bias, um, and there's nothing wrong with having a bias, but in a professional setting, you
Have no business.
can't have a bias.
Yeah.
Like, that's a part of that work ethic, you have to put that bias aside.
So you had mentioned the investigative journalism.
Mhm.
Clearly, my brain is words are hard.
That's a
Um,
sad.
so they're actually in, I think it's California. Yeah, California. They're actually making a law to make it illegal for investigative journalists to publish their findings on government. There's
That's because they
a
have a whole bunch of fucking fraud going on right now, that bunch of scandals that
So
they're
it
getting dragged
literally
in.
says, like, the name of that law they're trying to pass is literally, like, Stop Nick something. Um,
Oh, Nick, Fuentes? No.
mm-mm.
Who it's the guy I
You know
think
what
it's
I'm
the
talking
same
about, though.
yeah, I think it's the same guy that discovered the, fraud in, what is it, Minnesota? The Somalian caregiving
Yeah.
shit. I think it's the same guy. He's investigating the one in California. I'm pretty sure. I could be totally wrong. Don't quote me. I'm not a doctor.
Stop so is proposed California Assembly Bill 2624, nicknamed the Stop Nick Shirley Act, is
That's Nick
causing
Shirley.
significant controversy over its potential to restrict investigative journalism, particularly regarding immigration service providers. Introduced in 2026, the bill aims to shield these workers from harassment by allowing them to conceal addresses and potentially making it a misdemeanor to post their personal information or images online.
Okay, don't get me wrong. I don't think that anybody should be posting people's addresses, right? Because that just
I agree.
is it's just a scenario for bad
Yeah.
juju, right? Like, you're asking for trouble. But there should be nothing stopping investigative journalists from investigating. That's literally what their fucking job is,
Yep.
right? And a lot of the times, because they're a freelancer doing it on their own, or there's a company that's backing them, like, they still fall under, like, freedom of the press, and they fall under the Freedom of Speech Act. And so, like, I see it being bad. I see it being bad.
So do I. Um, So I definitely agree with, like, the fact that I don't think you should be allowed to post phone numbers, addresses, like, the information about that person, right?
Yeah.
I definitely think that, like you said, it's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
But if I look at you and I say, "Hey, Blakelyn Hannah, through my investigation, is doing some sketchy ass things with the government funding that she's receiving." I should be allowed to then investigate further and be like, "Hey, this is all of my findings. Do
Here
with
you go.
this what you will."
Yeah. Um, yeah, and I think it's good. Like, I think we need more of that,
I
and
also think that there needs to be, like, a little bit of boundaries, though. Like, these people that just, like, walk around with a phone. What are
mm,
you investigating? Stop.
yeah.
Just stop.
I know, like, don't get me wrong, like, I think the fraud is a big one, like, I
Yeah.
will always support people investigating fraud because there's so much fucking fraud in America, like,
Yeah.
there's so much fraud, right? And a lot of it is government funds,
Yeah.
like, you
Absolutely.
know, um, I think anybody receiving government funds, it should have to be tracked.
Yeah.
If you're receiving I don't care whether it's fucking welfare, SNAP,
Yep.
WIC, I don't care.
You should have to justify.
I think it should all be tracked. Like, you
Absolutely.
should have to keep receipts and the whole 9 yards. But yeah, I think we need more of that, and I think there needs to be more doing it, and they need to look at these male dominant career fields where women are starting to bring up the numbers and are meeting resistance. Like, why are they meeting resistance? Like,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, I get job security as a thing. Like, if I was some big wig at a company and I saw this upcoming female or male and I was like, holy fuck, dude, they're gonna take my job. That's a good thing and a bad thing, right? It's good because we need younger people. They're
Yeah.
the future, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm eventually going to die. I'm eventually going to fucking pass away or I'm gonna retire. So there needs to be somebody who can eventually take my job and do better at my job, right?
Right.
There should not be this fear of, well, if we promote her, like, that says something about our company or she's gonna take, these people's jobs or what the fuck ever, like, that's always gonna be a thing, but that's what you should be wanting, right?
Yeah.
Like,
You should want your young people to move up the ladder.
yeah, like,
Yeah.
you should always want the people below you to be able to do your job
Yeah.
because eventually you should also be moving up the ladder. So maybe that speaks more about the person
Yeah.
who's in that current position, because if you have 0 desire to go up and you're just stagnant,
Yeah.
like, yeah, dude,
That's on
eventually
you.
you're gonna get replaced because somebody's gonna come in who does it better than you and then wants to continue to go up.
Yeah.
That's how it works. Like, that's why we should see, like, that's why we're starting to see, like, younger, mayors and congressmen and women and senators and stuff, like, you're starting to see people who are in their 30s that are taking these positions
Yeah.
because they wanna see change, because they've seen how it's ran for the last, freaking millennia, basically, right? They've seen how shitty it has been,
Yeah.
and they wanna make change.
And I think we as a country need that. Like, I think, like, obviously, like, going back to the fact that males and females, just again with the EMS, because I don't really know anything other than what the information that I've gotten. Um, we should want those gaps to be closed. We should want to have now, don't get me wrong, right? If you're a female and you're actively using your good looks to get away with not doing things, okay, I can get that. I get behind that, right? Like, definitely pay her less because clearly she has no interest of doing her job. She just wants to be the cutesy little,
Yeah, like, if you want attention for your looks and shit, go be a porn star.
yeah, no, for real.
Not gonna lie.
Um, yeah, go be a bartender, go be a barista, go be whatever. Like,
Yeah, go
there's
be a
jobs
waitress.
that, yeah,
Go
like
work at Hooters.
yeah, like you don't have to be, if you're in an office job. Now, don't get me wrong. Okay, when I worked at Wawa, I used my looks. I did. But it wasn't to get out of doing my job. It was just they tip a little bit better or they
Oh,
would
yeah.
be a regular and whatever.
But
So,
yeah, that's like waitresses, right? Like,
right.
there's always that theory that, like, oh, she's just being nice because that's her job. Yeah, that is her fucking job. Her job is customer service,
Yeah,
and how nice she is to you or how much she flirts with you,
is dependent on her. Mhm.
that makes her fucking tip for most people,
Yep.
right? Like, then there's the other side of people like me, and if I don't give a fuck if you are the hottest chick in the fucking planet
Yeah.
coming there to waitress. If you suck at your job, you fucking suck at your job.
Yeah.
Like, if I have to find you and search for you to get a drink,
Yeah.
or if I have to find or search you to get the fucking check,
Yeah.
or, like, from the time that I got my food, I only saw you once, I'm not gonna tip you very well. I don't give a fuck how hot you are. I don't give a shit how big your ass is. I don't give a fuck how much you flaunt your tits or how much you flirt with me. You're
Yeah.
shitty at your job.
Yep. And
But
that's actually a study. So I think it was the Mythbusters that did it. They had Carrie, I think it's her name, do a day where she wore like a full collared t-shirt
mhm.
and she went in and she waitressed. They counted up her tips and then they had her go back wearing like a push-up bra. She did her makeup and her hair and there was a little bit of cleavage and her
Mhm.
tips were more that following day. And it's not anything personal. It's just kind of the way that men work. There's a reason that
Yeah.
the pornography business is the number one selling business. Sex sells. And at the end of the day, you got to use what you got.
Yep.
And I think it's
Unfortunately.
wild to me that women are mad about it. Like,
Yeah, I see both sides of it, right? Like me, like again, I don't like I said, I don't care how hot you are. If you suck at your fucking job, I'm not fucking tipping you. And
yeah,
I'm not ashamed of it. Like you can throw a fit, you can make a scene, and I'm gonna tell you, you're not fucking good at your job. Like
yeah,
if you wanted me to feed you money because of your looks, that's what fucking Pornhub is for, or that's what OnlyFans is for. Like if you want someone to pay you for your looks, go be independent, go do that shit. I'm
yeah,
paying you here at how good you
yeah.
catered to me and my family while I'm here at your
Get my food
service.
in a reasonable amount of time, keep my
Check on
drinks
me.
full,
Yep.
and make sure you check on me. Those are the 3
Mhm.
requirements. Damien
Yeah.
is very much the same way. So am I to a point. Um, like if our waitress we went to Chili's last weekend, I think. I think it was last weekend. Um, and it was amazing, right? The
Yeah.
waitress kept his water full the whole time, came through, topped it off multiple times. Our food came out in a reasonable amount of time. Our appetizers came out first. She made sure that we had everything. She checked on us multiple times. Like, it was great. It was an awesome, awesome experience.
Mhm.
But if Damien sits there with his drink empty, yeah, it's not great. You're not getting a good tip. You might
Mhm.
get like maybe $5, and it doesn't matter at that point.
Mhm. I remember one time I had this waitress, it was, at the country club in, Minot, North Dakota, and, group of friends and I, we would go, like, religiously for brunch every Sunday. Okay, and we've relatively usually had really good service, like, we'd do bottomless mimosas, and I would literally tell the waitress from the get-go, like, "Hey, bring 2 to start, and don't let my glass be empty.
Yeah,
If my mimosa is empty on
I'm mad.
bottomless mimosas, I'm not having a great time." Yeah, like, that's my prime reason for being here, like, yeah, I'm getting together with, like, some girlfriends and stuff, but, like, we're here for bottomless mimosas.
Hell yeah.
So, start with 2. If you feel like you can't keep up, just bring t when you see me have 1, bring 2 more. Like,
Yeah,
I'm not gonna be mad at you for it, right? Like, you're not gonna bring so many that I can't drink them or that we cannot drink them.
yeah,
And, so I had this waitress one time, and I told her that, I said, "Hey, bring 2 mimosas to start. When you see me with 1, you should probably start bringing another one, please."
yeah,
And, we were fairly well known at this establishment because we went so often. Like,
yeah,
we usually knew our waitress and our bartender and the chef, like, by name because we'd been there so much. This girl was new, and, I paid for bottomless mimosas, which is, like, $12, 'kay? So when you pay for the bottomless mimosas, they're at about 4 mimosas, you've pretty much paid what you would for having mimosas, like, if you just ordered them on your own,
yeah,
right? And so, like, at a bare minimum, you want at least 4 because that's your money's worth, right?
yeah.
Um, I think in our time that we were there, I think I had 3,
Mm.
and it's because and the restaurant was not full, okay? There was, like, 3 tables being used, and they were all in different sections, so I know each
You were the only
table
table.
I was her only table.
Yeah,
Yeah, and she would come back and she'd bring us our food, and I'd be like, "Hey, can I get 2 mimosas?" Like, "I'm almost done with my last one, can you bring me 2 more, please?" Same flavor, same everything. "Okay, cool, I got you, no problem." And she would just disappear. And so, we paid, and, I kid you not, I took the change out of the bottom of my wallet, and I dropped it in my fucking water cup, and I was like, "That's what you get for a tip. Like, you're fucking horrible at your job, you should not be a waitress."
oh my god, I
Like
could not go out to eat with
I'm
you.
your only table, and it wasn't
Oh
like
my
we
god.
had a huge table, there was, like, 4 of us. Okay, so you're telling me I'm your only table in your section, and you can't refill a drink?
That stresses me out so much.
Like, there's 3 bartenders at brunch, so I know it's not because the bartenders can't fucking keep up with the 3 tables that are in the restaurant. You just fucking suck at your job. And so I kid you not, I dropped whatever change was in my fucking wallet, and I threw it in the fucking water cup and walked out the door, and I bumped into the manager, and I was like, "Hey, man, I need to talk to you." And he's like, "What's up?" And I was like, Is your restaurant full?" And he was like, "No, it's actually quite empty." I said, "Right." I said, "There's 1 waitress per table right now." And I paid for bottomless mimosas, and I got, like, 3 because your waitress can't keep up with 4 people at her one table that she's assigned, like, we were her only fucking table in her section, and I'm like, "What's the problem here?" And he's like, "Oh, that's very unusual, like, usually she's really good and da 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 da," and I was like, "Okay, well, I've been coming here for years, every fucking like, almost every Sunday religiously, and I've never seen her before." I was like, "I I'm telling you right now, like, she's not a good waitress." And he was like, "Oh, maybe she's just having an off day," and I was like, "No, she's not a good waitress. Like, if you want our continued business, like, she better not be my waitress again." And he was like, I will look into that, thank you." And I was like, "Okay, cool." We went back next Sunday, never saw her, and let me tell you, that waitress was phenomenal, and we would tip really fucking well, like, the 4 of us, we would leave, like, all of us would leave, like, $20.
Yeah.
So, like, that's an $80 tip for one waitress to take care of 4 people.
Yeah.
Like,
That stresses me out so much. I could not
my
go out to eat with you.
my
I
tip
would be so
would
embarrassed.
be worth more than, like, my mimosas and my meal put together sometimes, like, so, yeah, if you suck at your fucking job,
Yeah.
like, I won't leave you money or I won't tip at all or what change I have, I will drop into a fucking water cup, like, I
So
was
my mom
pissed.
tells me a story. Obviously she started off as like a waitress, as most of us do, and she waited on her dad. And joke was on her because she was like, "Oh, he's gonna tip me
Really
well.
well.
It's family, so I don't need to check on him as often. And I don't need to, whatever."
Yeah, yeah.
And my grandfather tipped her a dime. No, sorry, a penny. Put it underneath the coffee cup. Took his coffee cup, put it upside down. It was empty. Put his coffee cup upside down over the penny. And she was like, "Dad, what the heck?" And he was like, "Just because I'm family doesn't mean you get to serve me differently."
Yeah. Yeah, it's a fact, yeah. Yeah.
I was like, I could not be that person.
Like,
I
that's your job, though, like, that's what you're getting paid to do, and I
Yeah,
get it, like, everybody there's this huge thing about waitresses make shit money, and I get it, right? But you chose that job,
yeah.
okay? Like, if you know that you're banking off of tips,
You should be the
you
best
best
customer
fucking
server.
waitress,
Yeah,
best customer service ever, because, again, like, I'm not paying you for your looks.
yeah.
If I wanna pay somebody for their looks, guess what? I can come home and tell my wife, "Honey, lock the door, strip fucking naked, I just wanna stare at something beautiful for a little while." And then eat you out when I'm done. Like, I can do that all day at home for free,
Yeah,
alright? So, I'm not paying you for your looks, I'm paying for the job that you're doing, and your job
yeah,
is to serve me
yeah.
and my family and everybody else in this restaurant that you're in charge of their tables for, so
So Damien and I went to IHOP one time, and we had this,
oh,
I don't
I
know.
hate IHOP.
Yeah, so we haven't been in a really long time. And I was like, "Let's just go back." Like, cuz I like the French toast. I was like, "Let's just go. It's early. Let's get breakfast, whatever." And he's like, "Okay, cool."
Yeah.
So we went, and we got sat by this cute little hostess, whatever, and she was like, "Your waiter will be right with you, blah, blah, blah." And I was like, "Okay." I kid you not, we sat there for 15 minutes
Oh,
and saw
I would've
nobody.
left. I'd have left. I'd have
So
left.
we
That's the
did.
main reason I don't go to IHOP. The last time I went to an IHOP, it was the same fucking way. It took forever for a waitress
Yeah.
to get to us. Half of our food came out cold. And I
We
get, like,
didn't
you want everybody to be served at the same time, I get that, bro, but if my food comes out cold,
I'm sending it back.
I didn't leave a tip, and I was like, "We're never going back to an IHOP again."
Yeah, so we haven't been back since, because our waiter never showed up.
Yeah.
And Damon and I were both like, okay, like,
Yeah.
food, now."
Yeah, yeah. So, like, we go to this place here called Rock and Crab, and it's a seafood boil place, right? We don't go very often because it's a little expensive,
It's
okay?
seafood, so
Like, we went for Amber's birthday, and I spent including tip, I think I spent 150, 160, and we only ordered 3 things off the menu, okay? We got the kids, it's called the catch, so it comes with, like, a pound of crab, a pound of shrimp, a pound of crawfish, and then it has potatoes, corn,
shareable stuff, yeah.
normal stuff that comes in a boil, okay? And 2 of the kids eat crab, so they split the crab. The other one ate crawfish and shrimp, and then they split the last of the shrimp and the crawfish, okay, and then we also had leftovers. Amber and I only wanted crab, so we both ordered, um, I forget what the fuck it's called, but it literally no, sorry. We got I forget what the fuck it's called, but it comes with, like, a pound of crab and then, like, a half pound of shrimp, and so, like, ours was the cheapest thing on the menu, theirs was a little bit more expensive, and, so, like, we're paying big money for this food, so I usually expect, like, our waitresses to, like, be on point and check in frequently, right, whatever, and ours was really, really good. We had this, my, oldest daughter actually recognized her from school, um, and she came in, "Hey, what do you all like to drink?" Got us our drinks, took care of our menu, asked about appetizers, right? Well, she ended up having a family emergency in the middle of it, and normally, like, they'll just switch and leave,
Yeah,
right?
and not tell you
She
anything.
Yeah, but she was so sweet. She came to the table and she was like, "Hey, y'all, I'm so sorry, but I have to leave. I have a family emergency, and this is so and so, and she'll be taking care of you guys for the remainder of your stay." And, I was like, "Hey, thank you so much for telling
Yeah,
us.
that's
Like, I hope
amazing.
everything's okay. Drive safe, whatever." And just because of that interaction, I tipped very well. Like, I tipped heavy because,
It makes
like,
everything.
yeah, like, because if a new waitress had just shown up, I'd have been like, "Who are you?
Yeah,
Where's Stephanie? Like, what happened?"
yeah.
"Oh, she had to leave." "Oh, okay." I'm like, "Check,
So
please."
when we and we're done.
And I'm
Um,
ready.
so we had a similar experience. So that the day that we went to IHOP and got shit service, Damien and I, our fallback is Cracker Barrel. It's absolutely amazing. I love their breakfast. They're always so good to us. Like, it's amazing. I know you don't like it, but
I can't deal with the smell. The place smells. It
you're so
smells.
weird.
It fucking smells.
You're so weird. So we went to Cracker Barrel and the waitress, like we were getting ready to get up and leave because we'd been sitting for about 10 minutes. And she comes over and she's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. They didn't tell me that they sat you guys. Like, I'm so, so sorry." And she's like, "My name is blah, blah, blah. I'll be taking care of you. What can I get you set up with?" Like, blah, blah, blah. She started us out with waters, obviously, because water.
Yes.
And I was like, "I want a mimosa because I can." And she was like, "All right, perfect." Came out super fast. We put in our orders. That food came out super fast and it was nice and warm and perfect. Like she checked on us multiple times. She didn't let our drinks go empty, like nothing. And it was the same way. She was just so bubbly and so sweet and
Mhm.
so everything that Damien and I, like our check, I think was like $40 or something. And I think we tipped her like 20. Like
Yeah.
your interaction is everything. And as a female, it can make or break you. You don't get to just go off of your looks. You have to do the job.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you have to do the job. And it doesn't matter. Like I've had male waiters that I'm like, your service kind of sucked.
You were shitty.
Yeah. And I won't tip as well. But I definitely think that in the restaurant world, I think women definitely have the upper hand because we can use our looks and we can, boost the girls up a little bit that day and put on a little extra makeup and so I think for sure we definitely have that going for us, but you still have to work at it. Your looks are not gonna, they're not gonna just get you by.
Yeah. My example is perfect of how your looks are not gonna work for you. Like, I ain't paying for you to look good.
Yeah.
I don't care what you wear. I really don't, right? Like, Hooters is all about, big-breasted women,
Yeah.
whatever, dude, and that's great. Like, the demographic that they're going after, right? Like, they're targeting men. Like, they
Men. Yeah.
want men to come in here, and they want them to see these big breasty women, and they want them to tip well. Cool. All about it. Not gonna
Yeah.
hate on you. If I go to a Hooters and you suck at your fucking job, I don't care how big your tits are, right? It's like Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks is a restaurant out here in Texas. I don't know if they have them in Arizona, um, but it's primarily like a burger joint, right? So they have this, it's called the Baconaire or Baconzillionaire or something like that, right? And it's everything has bacon in it, right? Like the mustard has a bacon in it, the meat has bacon in it, it has
Mm.
bacon on top of it. It's all about bacon, and it's a phenomenal burger.
I was gonna
And
say sounds like my kind of thing.
yeah, and the girls, the waitresses, they primarily only hire female waitresses. Again, it's targeted towards men, right? It's like a sports bar, restaurant, like all the sports are on, the whole 9 yards. But they wear these tiny, 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 short as fuck kilt designed skirts.
Hmm.
Okay, so they're super, super small. And then, they wear, like, a vest type top. Okay, so if you're super busty, it goes very well for you, and you'll probably get tipped a lot by the men. Um, even in those like, either of those situations, you still have to be good at your job, dude. Like, if you
Yeah.
suck at everything, if you spill like, when I was a beer drinker, yo, I can't tell you how many waitresses I've seen that would bring a beer to a table and, like, my beer would be fucking spilled, and I'd be like, "Oh my god, dude, like,
Yeah.
why do you suck at your fucking job, dude?" Like, you know? So, like, you just have to be good at it, and I think, yes, women are definitely given a little bit more in waitressing jobs, but regardless of your gender in that position, you have to have great customer service,
Yeah.
whether you're male or female. And I think a lot of our stuff, like comparing men to women, like you definitely see aspects of career fields where men are very much more desirable
Yeah.
compared to women, right? Um, but the stigma needs to change of, "Oh, it's because he's a big burly man and he's strong and whatever. Oh, it's because she's really pretty and yada yada." Like, that shit does not matter when it comes to your job.
Yeah. 100%.
Looks play no factor into your job.
Yeah. Because you can have two architects, and I don't give a shit which one's better, male or female. Doesn't care. I
Yeah,
don't care. Whichever one's better. Yeah.
yeah, I'd agree. I'd agree. I
I
think,
think we just need to kind of shift our thinking a little bit.
yeah, we just need to change the stigma,
Yeah.
and I think the more people that speak up about it will change the stigma,
Yeah.
right?
I agree.
Um, but yeah, so whether you're a waitress or you're a fucking construction worker or in EMS or law enforcement or firefighters or whatever,
Yeah.
your looks aren't gonna be there forever, right? Like, eventually your looks are gonna run out and you're gonna be expected to do the job, so why not
Yeah.
start now and
Yeah.
just do the job?
Yeah.
And if you get some extra kudos or tips or whatever because you are a good-looking woman or a good-looking man, cool, awesome for you,
Yeah.
but that shouldn't be the only aspect you bring to the table.
Yep. Exactly.
Yes,
That feels like a good wrap up point.
I think so. Yeah. Everybody just needs to do better.
Just do better.
Just be good at your job, that's all I'm asking, okay? I'm not asking you to go above and beyond, just be good at your job, that's it.
I feel like we say that a lot. Do better.
Yeah, just do better. Yeah. Because I think as a society, we just need to do better, all in
Yeah.
all. Like, I don't care what the topic is, we
Yeah.
all need to do fucking better.
Yeah. I agree.
But in this one, we definitely need to work better for our upcoming generations, right? Like, we are setting the platform for them, and right now the platform that we're setting is, "Oh, if you're a
Wow.
good-looking woman, you can get tipped really well, but you're not gonna be a fucking boss." If you're a piece of shit man that does the bare minimum, you're gonna be a boss one day because you're a man. Like, that's a horrible, horrible platform to be setting up our younger generations for.
I agree. I agree completely. On that note, tell your dog I said hi,
Tell your cat I said, "Psst, psst, psst."
and we will see y'all next time.
We will, we will. Follow us on YouTube, right? We are still under the same team, different jerseys. It's just the name is different when you click on the episode. So follow, share on YouTube. We're on Spotify, still under same team, different jerseys. We are on iHeartRadio, same thing, same team, different jerseys. You'll see it in the episode name. It'll literally say Chicks and Giggles, so you know that it's us. Check us out. Follow. Tell your friends. Tell everybody. Share.
Yeah.
Get us known. Get us out there.
Yeah. And if you have a topic idea, drop it in the comments. We
Yes,
would
comments
love some
are
feedback.
yeah, I have comments open on everything, so if you think our episode sucked, put it on there. I'm here for it.
Here for the hate.
I'm here for the hate because guess what? Negative publicity is still publicity.
Agreed.
So yeah.
All right.
All right, boo thing. I guess I'll see you next week.
Okay. Love you.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.